Welcome. All you trapper enthusiasts from around the world to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the Trapper Pit today. That's right. Well, I had a viewer comment and was wondering if I would compare trappers from different manufacturers. And well, I had 10, and then I'm like, boom, I got an 11th one. So that's all I'm going to compare today. Now I have multiple ones from a lot of these manufacturers. I could have had 22 trappers out here, but that's a little excessive. And some of these are separate companies, but they may come out of the same factory. So I have 4 USA made trappers and 6 Chinese made trappers. And then my German one, it's debatable whether or not it was made in Germany or China. We do believe that the parts were made in China and it was possibly assembled in Soligen, Germany. I just think it's a Chinese one. I have no idea. So let's get into it. Trapper Talk with Baxter. Yeah. Well, it's going to start off on the left here. I have a lot of Rough Rider trappers. This is the green canvas, classic green canvas micarta, one of my absolute favorites. Why it doesn't have an R stamped on the front bolster. You have a single threading in the front, single threading in the rear. You do notice the rear bolster is a lot smaller than like a Case Trapper, Frost Trapper, Baron Sun Trapper. These are absolutely awesome. Match strike pulls. This one doesn't have brass, but yes, Rough Rider does have brass liners on some of their trappers. Great fit and finish on this one. Absolutely love it. Not all Rough Riders have half stops, but this one does. You have a satin finish on the blade. You have some beautiful swedging. A very crisp opening. Very pokey, stabby, pointy trapper blade, and it comes very sharp. I've carried this to work multiple times. I've yet to even strop it. And I do believe it's just 440A, razor sharp, stainless steel. It just says 440, but we all know it's 440A. Though Rough Rider does have some 440B, and Queen, China, has some 440C. Now, I had another manufacturer I could have put out here, but I didn't have a traditional clip and spay version of that. So these are all just traditional, all clip and spay blades. So you can get an idea of what they look like. Rough Rider makes a great trapper. I think this was $13 and change. Depends on where you get it. Absolutely love this one. This was the brainchild of Andy Armstrong, Rosecraft blades. We will show one of those. We're going to leave the clip points out. So here is a Marbles trapper, and I do believe it might come from the Rough Rider factory. You can see that the rear bolster, or end cap, excuse me, is very similar. But this one is black micarta and D2 steel with orange underliners with brass liners, and it's a thick boy. You can see the frame is about the same, but it swells a lot. Kind of a chunk, a little heavy. D2, match strike pulls, similar swedging, similar shape, mirror polish, very nice. And the spay blade, I guess I could have showed centering. This one, I see some minor gapping. Again, this is about $15. All these Chinese ones are about under $20. Depends on where you get them. I guess let's check centering since I'm here. Pretty good on the clip. The spay is off. But when you spend $15 for a trapper, little stuff like that doesn't bother you. It only bugs you when you spend $80 for a Case Trapper and you get off-center blades. Now, I don't know for sure these come from the same factory, but Marbles and Rough Rider are both owned by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, as is with this next one. This is a Chinese Queen trapper. You can see the double nail nick like Rough Rider, so I do believe it comes out of the same factory. And they're also owned by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Now, this end cap is a little bit bigger. They could have had that. You got double threading. This is the brown saw cut bone with the Queen shield. Blade centering, clip centered, and again, spay off to the pile side. I can feel some pins there. I'm not going to hold them all up to the light. We'll just take a gander at the back springs. Nice satin finish on this one. You can see the brass. Maybe a minor gap, if that. Oh, I forgot. This nail nick is on the pile side. Double nail nicks. I'm not sure why they did it. I'm not going to open the spay blade with this at all. Kind of redundant. You can see queen stamped there. I like the Chinese queens. I thought they're absolutely fantastic. There are still some available at Chicago Knife Works. Smoky Mountain took them all off their website because now they have Queen USA, which I will show. And I do believe that the Queen USAs are made by Baron Son. So again, another manufacturer that produce another company, two different companies that probably out of the same factory. I had a lot of Frost, and it was tough to decide which one. They have Steel Warrior, they have Wild Turkey, they have a bunch of different names. This is a Steel Warrior and genuine stag. It's very nice. I don't think they cut bone to make it look like stag because you don't see any CNC machine marks like you do on Rough Riders and stuff like that. Fantastic. I don't see any really major gaps. 440A stainless steel. Now the deal with Frost is some trappers have half stops and some don't. And I've even gotten two exact same knives from the same branding, and one had half stops and one didn't. I think John J.O. Ventures, I gifted him a Steel Warrior and it didn't have a half stop, and this one does. Clip and spay. Very tight. I believe these are 440A. Blade centering. Clip is good, and well, spay looks good. For some reason, the channel looks a little bit narrower than a case. You can see it is, the end cap and the channel are just slightly narrower than a case. So very interesting. I am seeing a little gap between the end cap and the liner over on this side. This was, I think, about $17 at the time. They're probably around 20. Fantastic stag trapper for 20 bucks or less. Roper is from People's Republic of China, ABKT. Makes them. They also make cattleman cutlery. This is a bone one. Nice orange bone. The holes don't look randomly drilled like their pictures, which would have been really cool. They're pretty uniform, but very cool trapper. None of the Chinese ones come in carbon steel except Roper does. You can see the rope threading to the bolster. It's very cool. This is 1065 carbon steel, no half stops. They do have micarta versions, probably some synthetic. I really like this one. It's a flat satin finish. 1065's a great carbon steel. It doesn't patina as nice as the case because it's not a mirror polish, but they will get patina for sure. Check out the back spring. Absolutely nice. I think this was like $20. So there's a lot of fantastic trappers out there for a great deal. Spay blade, you can see it. The blade grind's not the best. A little heavy here toward the tip. I have multiple Roper trappers, and these were like kind of my gateway to case. You can see clip point is centered. Spay is off to the pile side. This is becoming a thing. Well, I still have a Chinese one here. This is Rosecraft, totally different animal. This is the Boker. They called it brown bone, and to me it looks like a peach. I guess I could see the brown, but it's like a orangey peach. And where it does say Germany on the shield, there's been rumors that these are made in China. It just says high carbon stainless steel on the tang. Great fit and finish. It comes very sharp. I think these were like $35, $40. Now, I do believe if it's Soligen Germany, it'll show a Soligen stamp. This is the Tree brand. Boker. I do notice this nail nick. It's not the best nail nick. It's just a little polished off. I might see it just slips sometimes. But a very good trapper with no half stops. I think I picked this up for $35. I don't carry it that much, but every once in a while I do. Clip is centered, and spay looks a hair off to the pile side, but not on the liners. My only Boker Trapper. Already almost 11 minutes into it. Okay, well, here is my Rosecraft blade. Made in China, designed in the USA. Great quality. I do believe this is rosewood. Nice rosebud shield. Great fit and finish. No gaps. Blade centering is spot on this one. Now, my first one, the spay blade was rubbing the liner, which I thought was odd, but I was able to send it back and get another one. D2 steel, very unique. Half stops, very unique clip point blade with swedging. Fantastic trapper. For some reason, they aren't selling that well. Maybe everybody likes Andy's unique designs and not the traditional trapper, but a trapper is a big seller amongst Case and others. I do really like the spay blade. I don't really like that it is a pile side opening, though you can open it like this or flip the knife around. And they did that to tuck it down. They had the nail nick on this side. You wouldn't be able to grab it. I'm going to leave this spay blade out because the next one is a Humdinger. This is a Western pre-1977 with jigged synthetic covers. It looks really nice. Almost looks like real bone. Carbon steel. Got this in a trade from Curry Creek Mo. Western, made in USA. Half stops, great snap. Beautiful polish. This thing is screaming sharp. I have carried it, but the fine one in this condition is pretty rare, so I don't carry it too often. One of my absolute favorites. I'd have to say I almost like this better than a Case trapper. Yeah, well, I have way more Case trappers than these, but fantastic. Now, it's a little bit heavier, and you can kind of feel as it's going into the bolster, so it's not perfect. Beautiful clip. I love the half stop. A nice snap. Well, the reason why I like this one so much is the spay blade is very nice. Very nice spay blade for sure. And this is what I wanted to do, is compare the spay blades here. Very similar. They're just taller, meatier than a Case spay blade. I guess I'll just leave those out there. Well, my only Bear & Son trapper. This is a limited release. I believe it is first production, 1 of 50 made in genuine stag from Red Hill. This is number 34. Look at this burnt stag. Look at the thickness there. Nice inlaid Bear & Son shield. I think I don't really see any gaps, but I think I do see a little light in this one. This clip point definitely reminds me a lot of this Boker, which made me wonder, is some of the parts from Bear & Son from China? They're very similar, the Bokers and the Bear & Son trappers. And then, of course, a really nice spay blade here. No half stop. Great snap. What a peach. I showed you a Queen China which is fantastic besides the double nail nicks. I almost didn't buy this one because of double nail nick, but I wanted to pick up every one of the brown saw cut. I picked up a Queen USA red bone 1095 carbon steel. I do believe this is 1095, but I have nothing that says it. No half stop. Again, you can see similarities in the blade where the nail nick is. So definitely made by Baron Son. And again, now I know there's no patent on certain designs and everything, but I have a funny feeling. I can't prove it. They say they're made in the USA. It's stamped USA. Nothing indicated China on this, but exceptional trapper, 0 gaps. I may see some light in it. I guess I could look real quick. Barely any. Well put together. Not a high polish back spring like case. Nice smooth red bone. Great for about $46, under $50. If you want a USA made carbon steel trapper, absolutely fantastic. Though this nail nick is a lot like the Tree brand, where the polish makes it hard to pull out. Now I know some of the new amber bone full-size trappers, they move the nail nick back here, so it might make it a little bit easier to open and close. I guess I'll leave that out. You can see Queen Cutlery Co. number 19, 1095 carbon steel. It's going to be a long video. Sorry about that. And one of my all-time favorite trappers would be Case. I have a lot of Case trappers, and I just kind of randomly picked one. You can see this has the Houndstooth Shield, Kinfolk Jig. This is the Indian paintbrush. You can see the back springs are a nice mirror polish, brass liners, 0 gaps. Now I hold up the light and I think I see a speck of light right here, so I don't know, I guess you could call that a gap. It's being pretty nitpicky. Beautiful bone on this. That's one thing Case does better, I think, than any other manufacturer, is really nice bone, though these Queens were quite exceptional for the money. This is just true sharp stainless steel, which is believed to be 420 high carbon stainless steel. Nice mirror polish. This one actually came sharp, your clip and your spay. I do want to compare, and this is why I like the Western Spay so much more than the Case Trapper. Look at the difference there. Just a little bit meatier, more manly. I'm sure there's a reason why it has this design. It's probably been proven. Maybe it's to cut costs. And look how meaty this Rosecraft is compared to the Case Spay blade. So I don't know. I just showed a bunch of them. Oh, fit and finish on this one's perfect. The clip and spay are absolutely perfect. I prefer Case trappers. Now these go from $50 to almost $90, and maybe more, depends on what you get. This is under $50. This was a limited run. I think it cost me $70, but that's about standard for a USA made Stag. You can feel this pin here. These you can't find. You might be able to find them on eBay from $80 to over $100, and none of them I saw were in this condition. I do believe these were about 60 something dollars. They are on sale about $50. Fantastic value for D2 steel if you don't like mirror polish. And Boker still makes a good trapper, and lots of colors, and they're about $50, $60. Like I said, ropers are around 20. These are just under 20. I think they're gone over 20 because of stag bone, and they're sought after. Depends on where you get them. And if you can find these, they're probably around 15, and I don't know, right around $15. So again, I wanted to try a Queen Trapper. They're absolutely awesome. Bear and Son does make a good trapper. These are very similar. This has got to be one of my all-time favorites. But I'm a huge Case Trapper fan. I have so many of them, and whereas they do cost more than everybody else, the bone is exquisite, and when you get a good one, you get a good one. No half stops on a Case. Now, these is just a comparison with the full size. I could compare minis another day. Well, this video is already 20 minutes. That is ridiculous. I appreciate you joining me in the Tiger Pit for Trapper Talk with Baxter. You all stay sharp. Look out for the bees. Be kind and take chances. Take care.